We're the Foxes,
a creative duo bringing an inspired perspective to real estate, construction, and design.
Making design choices for your home can feel overwhelming.
So we're here to help by showing you expertly styled spaces and the thoughtful decisions that go into making them a reality.
This is Behind the Design.
Welcome back to Behind the Design. Today we are going to talk about something that overwhelms some people, but it sure doesn't have to. We're going to talk about color, how to incorporate it into your home, how to bring in all of these beautiful colors that you love and you're just not sure how they're going to work. So color is a big topic. Where do you start? Start with a palette. Determine what your color palette is. A really easy way to do that is to find something like a pillow or a piece of art that really speaks to you and the colors maybe are just all right on. For me, this is really close. I'm not as attracted to the color blue, so I kind of used this palette minus that blue color, a few little accents here and there. And it's really awesome, right? It's an easy way you see all of those colors together, you know that they work, and it's an easy way to then incorporate them into your space. So now you have a color palette. How do you incorporate it? Well, let me tell you, first of all, it doesn't need to be everywhere in your space. You don't need to have burgundy walls and a blush ceiling and a blue sofa. I mean, really, it's just small pops of these colors, whichever colors you're kind of loving, like this blush candle, right? It's bringing in these nice blush, almost kind of taupey tones. We've got other pillows on the sofa here in this mustard color, just kind of small pops of color. You can see that the rug is neutral, the sofa's neutral, and then we have art and this bright pop of color in the fireplace. So we kind of have a good mixture. Again, I'm a lover of color. I'm not scared to have these things on my walls. Even if you are, start here. Start with something just like a pillow. You know, these colors are pretty neutral. Greens and having these like taupes and the golds. Really, you're incorporating color without it feeling really overwhelming. Now you know how to determine what your color palette is. Beyond that color palette, you're still gonna need neutrals. Neutrals are what grounds the space and makes it feel comfortable and like a place you wanna live. If you had every color happening, it would feel like a clown house. We don't want that. So neutrals are changing a little bit though. Before it used to be tan, taupe, gray, white, black. Those were your neutrals. Really now, I mean, we're seeing more and more of this color blush as a neutral, which is really great. It's calming, it's simple, right? You see it kind of in a lot of decor these days too, so it's easy to add. These grays, almost, this is more like a steel blue, navy blue. They're really feeling more like neutrals. And the one that surprises a lot of people is green. So this is kind of a taupey color green, but even like a deep, dark hunter green really starts to feel like a neutral in most spaces. So that's an easy way to incorporate color if you're a little bit scared of it too. Start with those really beautiful neutral tones. When we talk about painting all walls white, sometimes clients will say to me, but won't it feel like a doctor's office? And I promise it won't, as long as we're using the correct lighting. So it's really all about the temperature of your bulbs and then the fixtures. Maybe you have like a nice globe light that has some milk glass to it or that's frosted to kind of dim that light down. And my biggest tip is to stay away from the daylight light bulbs. Those daylight bulbs, they're blue undertone, they're really bright. They're great for a doctor's office, great for a dentist's office, not great for your home. In our home here, we have Pure White by Sherwin-Williams on all of our trim, all of our walls, and all of our ceilings. I like the way that it feels cohesive as you kind of look up the whole wall and up to the ceilings. I'm gonna give you a little tip on lighting. These here, I'm not sure exactly, all the brands have a different name that they give them, so really the best tip that I can give you is to look for a bulb that's rated at 3000 Kelvin, so they say 3000 K. Always look for that. That's what's gonna give you this nice white. It's not gonna feel sterile, it's not gonna feel overly bright, but it's still gonna brighten your space and make it feel very comfortable. So 3000 Kelvin is what you're gonna look for. Okay, enough about whites. Let's talk about more color. Here we have fresh flowers. Believe it or not, all of these flowers are about a week and a half old, and look at them, they all still look great. They're maybe on their last leg, but the fact that I can go to the grocery store, buy 5 bundles of flowers, and they can look like this for over a week, I think that's a huge win. Most of these bundles were about, I don't know, $9. Totally worth it. These little cuties are like $3. So great, I have them all over my house. I also like to incorporate a little bit of faux floral. So these are faux, these are faux, these are faux. I can reuse them over and over again with different flowers. They add a little bit of height, dimension, color, kind of just fill the space really nicely. And I think honestly, fresh flowers, they're probably the very best way to just add a nice splash of color with a very, very low commitment. Okay friends, the biggest tip I have for you, do not be overwhelmed by color. It does not have to be a scary thing. It's easy to incorporate as long as you do it in the right way. Again, start with a pillow, start with a piece of art, something that you like, and go from there. We're gonna make it work. If you really need help, hire a professional. You know, it's just paint, it's just pillows, but if it really does feel too overwhelming, I would say it's well worth having a professional come in and kind of help you determine those things. Otherwise, no. You can always repaint a wall and you can always return a pillow and find something different. So I hope that this inspires you to add a little color into your space.